one is all I'd have to do. And that would be the only one watching. But we had just a wonderful experience. Met about every other week, and not that it was anything. Not that we were brilliant.
No, of course, but you see that need. Bill McCown was with us on Monday, and hearing him talk about seeing a real need and then finding a way to get the right people together to make it happen and correct that need or fill the need.
Exactly.
And, of course, you all, as a group there was clearly a need. You'd have the same 100% support right now had it not happened at 31 and 22 and other things not happened the way they had if you were out to meeting with those groups now. You'd see the same response.
And I think that they would... The problem with some of the plans that have come since then, this is no reflection on the people that put them together because they work very hard, but if you keep the political process out of it, it's amazing what you can accomplish. And take away the pride of authorship. It's incredible what you can accomplish.
When it's
and we did all that. We just decided, clean slate, clean blackboard, let's figure out a way to do it.
Have you have you seen instances since then, Gary, where there were opportunities to do just that, take the political sphere out of it, and try to, we see your service as a past chair of the Myrtle Beach Area Chamber, of course, as Myrtle Beach Golf Holiday, now in your role service over with the Myrtle Beach Area Hospitality Association, a lot of places where you'd love to see.
Get the politics out of it. It happens, and it has happened. I think one example where it finally got done was the Cross Island Expressway in Hilton Head. I mean, there was a lot of push and pull on that, and we finally got that through. I think of some of the projects going on, and I say, geez, if they would just, things would go a lot smoother.
Right.
But the State Infrastructure Bank, by the way, being a somewhat political body in of itself, has birthed some projects that were necessary and needed for York County, for Beaufort, for the Greenville-Spartanburg area, that did manage. The people got together and said, this is what we need. The devil with the politicians, this is what we need. And they saw the Infrastructure Bank as a way to get it done.
That's great. Of course, we still have an Horry County component there.
Oh, yes.
Very active.
Don Leonard's done a wonderful job. In his role there is, in fact, if it wasn't for Don, a couple of our projects would have, he kept bringing them up. And the Infrastructure Bank, they like to think they do things on merit. And there certainly is a component of merit involved in all their projects, but then in the end, the political process seems to take over.
Creeps back in. Fortunately, back when you all were doing that, it did not. And
well, we had all the politicians behind it.
Oh yeah, of course, that's right.
And what we like to say is we formed a parade and just put them in front.
Right.
And anytime you can form a parade, and if you want to get somewhere, just put your guy in front and let him hold the baton. And
I love it.
And a lot of things get done that way.
I love it. Think about these groups. Of course, your service, not only in that role, but also some of the changes that have happened with the chamber and seeing the birth of a guy like Brad Dean, seeing that come to fruition. And I know that was around your time of service there, really seeing that happen. Of course, the golf holiday. Mickey was with us last month when we were filming over the Embassy Suites leading up to the Heart Ball, and it was so fascinating hearing him talk about just some basic issues, things that you wouldn't think about when he talks about the airport, for instance. If one runway is under construction, the need on an international side, international folks won't even think about us without just little things.
Little things like that. But some of them are obstacles that some of them are only obstacles in our own minds. As far as a second runway is concerned, that's going to be extremely difficult now.
Oh, yeah, sure.
If not impossible.
Right, may never happen, sure.
But if you stop and think about it, an international carrier coming over here is, by regulation, must carry at least 45 minutes reserve. At least American carriers have to. They calculate the winds, this, that, and the other thing. And, of course, some things may happen to cut that reserve. But if you're coming into Myrtle Beach and something's wrong with the runway, why, you just make a slight left-hand turn, land in Charleston, and it's only a 5-minute difference.
Is that right? Yeah.
Well, if you're
because
coming
of that 40, right.
I mean, certainly you would know prior to getting to Myrtle Beach that something was wrong with the runway. And, just do a little...
Good thinking, yeah.
Turn to the left, and it wouldn't be very much. Or you turn to the right and go to Wilmington, and that's 5 minutes. Or you overfly it, and in a terrible emergency, you have to land at Shaw Air Force Base. which is maybe another 10 minutes. So, and no, you don't end up where you're supposed to be. And yes, we have to arrange for buses to get everybody up here.
For sure.
But, you know, the number of times the runway's been blocked is, what, in the last 10 years, I think twice. And granted, it'll always happen on my flight. So, I mean, it's not that we can't overcome those. I mean, they do present difficulties. But certainly I think that in 10 years, why we're going to, whether we need it today or not is immaterial. What we need in 10 years is what's important.
Right.
And do we wait 10 years to build it at some exorbitant price? We have an opportunity to do it now. And will it be underutilized in the beginning? Probably. But where's the regional airport? 20, 25, 30 years down the road?
Yeah. Now, Bill Darby was with us on Tuesday, and of course he was
yes, I understand.
Kept slipping little things in on that, and tried to calm him down a little bit. It was tough,
right.
but he was slipping things in.
He gets very passionate about it. I love passion. I love his
absolutely.
passion.
Again, it's much like Bill, the other Bill's comment about finding that need, being passionate about it, and filling it, and filling it. That's exactly right. You know, of course, as we talk about the service there, currently the Hospitality Association has been going through a lot of change and recognizing some tremendous growth opportunities.
Well, what we found is with Gulf Holiday, the Chamber, and Hospitality Association, there's some overlap. And right now, with as with all CVBs and things of that nature, you've got to become efficient and make good use of your resources. And a lot of it was being wasted on I mean, both of us were going to trade shows. Why do that? It's just like having two ads in the same magazine on the same page, one from North Myrtle Beach, one from Myrtle Beach. That doesn't make any sense. So there's got to be some coordination. And partnering with the State Hospitality Association and the National Restaurant Association only made commonly good sense. You join one, you belong to them all. And you can be represented by all in different areas. So we saw it as a very positive move and one that's beginning to work out now. We've gotten over the speed bumps, and I think we're on the 4 lanes now.
I love it. I love it. Pulse of the Strand came out.
Pulse of the
will
Strand
be out
today,
out on streets today. That's right. Later this
Find out how February was kind of flat. After a great January, we kind of smoothed out in February, and I think it had a lot to do with the weather. We're so weather sensitive this time of the year. And if you lose 10% of your February business in the overall picture for the year, it isn't much. You lose 1% of your July business. Now that's big time. But you can, and we didn't lose business. We just didn't get where we wanted to be in February. Largely weather related. We had a bigger marathon than ever. Yet our occupancy was down that weekend, and a lot of it has to do with the increase in the room supply.
There really has been a dramatic increase over the. And what are the dates you'll utilize when recognizing that increase? Is that a year to year? Is that a 5 years? I mean, you just
we do it every way, but we generally compare year to year, and we will go back to previous year. If you look at where we are over 2 years ago, we're in really great shape, in excellent shape. We've been able to hold the prices. In fact, we're still a good value, even though our revenue's gone up. Our rates have gone up. We're still an excellent value, so we don't see that as being any kind of a hindrance. We just have to get out there and do the marketing. We found out there's an incredible number of people that don't even know Myrtle Beach exists.
Where are they?
Surprisingly enough, a lot of them.
Don't tell me they're in Ohio.
No, there's some in Ohio, some in Charlotte, believe it or not.
Oh, come on.
Seriously. Yes. Remember, 25% of Charlotte is brand new every year.
I guess
it's a very transient community, so you have a 25% a new market in Charlotte, and if they come in from Portland, Oregon to Charlotte, I mean, only
Myrtle
if somebody
Beach,
mentions
Florida,
Myrtle Beach and they say, well, what's that? It's interesting,
I never knew.
And there's been many people have been to Myrtle Beach, but hardly anybody's been to South Carolina. They don't even make.
Oh, of course, sure.
They don't make the connection.
They'd have no idea about the connection.
They've been to Hilton Head, they've been to Charleston, they've been to Myrtle Beach, but have you ever been to South Carolina? Well, on my way to Florida, I think we went through it. So they don't make the connect. So that's why we need to advertise Myrtle Beach more, and South Carolina probably less.
That My Beach trips or My Beach has really had a great takeoff.
I think so. And I leave the marketing people. I will tell you right off the bat that I am not a marketing person. Pretty good operations person, heck of a maintenance person. But when it comes to marketing, I leave that to the experts.
And I am not one of them. Yeah, I am shocked about the marathon. That seemed like such a huge.
Well, you remember it was bitter cold.
Right.
And people don't want to come down the beach and walk.
Day trips.
Yeah, they don't want to come down here for the weekend and walk on the beach in 35-degree weather. It's not their idea of a vacation or even fun time. So We can understand that, and of course it's also a function of the increase in room supply. We've gone up 20-some% in the last 3 years.
20%.
We've gone from 72,000 bedrooms to almost 90,000 bedrooms, 72,000 at the beginning of '04 to 72 to 90,000 at the end of '06. From January of '04 to December, that's really 3 full years.
3 full years.
Yeah, gone up that much in bedrooms. We don't count front doors, we count bedrooms, because obviously that determines the number of people that can be here.
Right.
And it's so that incredible increase in inventory, and there's been many reasons for the increase in inventory. It's not that demand in inventory is here, but with the new condo-tel concept, the business model of the condo-tels, which is really the only way to build a property anymore, has resulted in this, if you will, oversupply of rooms. And you'll see it correct itself, just like the golf courses have done.
Absolutely. Gary, I wish we had an increase in minutes, but we have run out of time. Thank you
Greg,
so much
an absolute pleasure.
for being with us this morning.
Delighted.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having us.
Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Gary Loftus coming up next. You heard him talk about the benefits of either working in a team or working with a group. A little bit of Taylor DeMont in there, working as a team to get out the pulse of the Strand. You can pick it up today in the Myrtle Beach Area Business Journal. Working with a team to make Highway 22, SC 31, so many Veterans Highway a reality. You didn't hear him talk about being Hotelier of the Year in '95. That's himself. Getting the Order of the Palmetto in '97. Citizen of the Year in '98. You heard him talking about a team, not about himself. That's the thrill of working with Gary Loftus. They've seen it out of Coastal Carolina. You can see it today. Pick up Pulse of the Strand.